Well, hello once again, farming friends. Welcome back to another edition of Farming Simulator 2015 with me, your old buddy, Mr. Moose. And we are back on Manchester, and it is harvest time, which is good news because that's what everybody wants to see, right? So quick confession. Last night I talked about, or yesterday I talked about maybe doing a live stream last night, doing a little of forestry. The new version of the Hunter came out as anticipated this week. It came out yesterday, and so I got wrapped up in that. So no live stream last night. However, I may live stream a little bit of the Hunter tonight because I do want to play that this evening, and I would like to showcase that a little bit. I thought about recording some. It's a lot of stalking. So I thought, well, maybe I'll just do a live stream. So I may do that tonight. That is internet willing. I'll probably do that this evening. So just a heads up on that. All right, so we are going to do some harvesting today, which means we're going to need a little bit of equipment moved over to the fields. I'm going to start with the cereals, get them done, and then we'll focus on the sugar beets and the potatoes later down the road. So today is just going to be getting the cereals, and as promised, I am going to use the overloader today for this because somebody asked me to, and I do try to do what you guys asked. So we're going to get the Kinsey overloader here and haul it over to field number 4, which means we will also need the semi as well. So yesterday I did go ahead and order the as I mentioned, I did go ahead and order the steering wheel. Looking forward to getting that. So, you know, I appreciate all the comments. There's a lot of people made suggestions on what to use and what to get, and these guys are moving all over the place again. Dadgummit. Anyways, there was a lot of suggestions, and I appreciate them. Some people had steered me in the way of Genesis or Genius steering wheel, and then I got some comments about getting the SciTech Farm Sim steering wheel. So the deal with the Farm Sim thing is, first of all, I've seen some video of it, and it doesn't look that well put together. It's all plastic looking, and it does not look like a very quality piece of equipment. Well, I'm a little bit concerned about how well it's going to stand the test of time. So that one's out of the question. If I ever want that, I mean, let's be honest, the only thing you want off of it is the side console, and if I ever want it, I could pick it up. The steering wheel and pedals alone is $149. Well, here's my deal. For $149, I get a steering wheel and pedals, and I only get a gas and a brake. Now, I play a lot of driving games, or intend to play a lot of driving games, including Euro Truck, and in doing so, I'm going to need something that gives me more than just pedals and you know, gas and throttle. I want something that's got a clutch pedal on there. So for me, the gas brake thing just doesn't suit my needs. The second thing about it is it's $149 just for the steering wheel and the pedals. You gotta sink another, I think it's $150 for the other piece alone. So that doesn't do it for me either. Alright, so I'm setting this up. All I did was record a little loop around to dump this guy into the grains. I know this is a lot of overkill, but somebody asked me, and again, I'm doing it because somebody asked. So we're saving this. This is going to be semi. This is going to be semi to Grain. F4. Not F3, F4. There we go. Alright, so this is going to be our drive truck that is going to be our transport truck. So we'll put it in transport mode. Tell the drive course. It will come up here to this point. It will sit and wait, and that will be our tractor that gets unloaded into. Alright, so with that done, we'll jump into our John Deere and we're going to record our course to be our overloader. And I'll do that as soon as we get a combine over here and do a little work on the field as well. So let's tab through some vehicles here and find... Oh, we could just use the pickup truck for this. That's not what I meant to do. There we go. Alright, so let's get the pickup truck started. And we got to go grab some combine heads and bring those over to the field. I like having a functioning truck that actually, you know, you can work with on the farm. I've probably said that 3-4 times, hadn't I? Alright, so we've got that. Pull this over and get it in position so we can get our first harvester out and get it cutting on up through the field. Oops, wrong button. I do that all the time. For some reason I want to drop that piece instead of, I want to use the D-pad to change over to the implement versus using my select button. Alright, so into this guy we go. Let's fire him up. These things are really quiet. It's almost, I forget I don't really know they're on and running sometimes when you're in them. Alright, so pull around here. We'll grab our first head. And we will smack it. Alright, so switch back onto that. Let's fold it up properly. Switch back to that. Unpack it. And we'll get into our oats. This will be the first time we've done oats since I put the field planes in. So we'll actually be able to see oats in the back of this. And we'll see the oat shop straw come out the back of it. We will be collecting straw on this harvest, as I said yesterday, because I do need straw to accumulate for our animals. So we've got some oats going into the combine versus apples. That's a good thing. It means all that work with adding in the fill planes actually worked and paid off for us, and we can still have our apple trees or orange trees or whatever we want in the game, and we don't have to worry about that. Alright, so we'll get this up here to the corner. I'll put the pipe out and we'll go ahead and unload, just so we know we're unloaded. However, our yield is not such that it really matters. Alright, so back up just a little bit here. And we will go to the John Deere, and now we can set up our pathing for it. Alright, so we just want to have it start somewhere over in here, middle of the course type situation. This is fine. And I want to make sure that the pipe is out on this. How do I get the pipe out on this thing? Interesting. Close cover unfold pipe is A. There we go. Hopefully that's not going to be an issue with Courseplay. Could just leave it out all the time, but alright, so I want to make sure that's out so I can at least see where it's going to be when I get to the truck. I am going to go into Courseplay, start a recording, and I am just going to come back over here, line up with my truck, line up, pull on up here, and once I get up in a good spot, I will set a wait point, and then I can move on. And then all I want to do after I've done that is pull into the field, get into a decent spot, stop, and wait. And that is it. That's all I got to do for the overloader. Now I have to set this into overloader mode, and I can call this overloader field 4. And that can be saved. And let's see, set into overloader mode. We want 4-wheel drive activated. Combines, we are going to automatically select the combine that we're using. This is the reason we stopped in the field, so that way we can make sure that we get done. Alright, and that should be enough. Then all I have to say is drive course. And if I pop into the other combine real quick, and I go into Courseplay, I can request a driver, and the John Deere should come on up and run right into me, because it's absolutely stupid. Alright, are there offsets set up on that thing? What is the problem? There are offsets set up that aren't set. Stop driver, offsets. Auto. That's auto. Vertical offset. Set to auto. I just want to set everything to auto before it even starts. And that way I can hopefully make sure that it works right. Alright, let's drive it around here. And then tell it to drive course. Hopefully that's going to work right. Alright, I am going to watch this real quick. It looks like it's going right now. Should have picked everything up properly. Nice. That's what we like to see. Alright, so let's find this guy. Alright, out we go. And we'll move him over here into the field as well. Get him set up and ready to go. Alright. And then get in our pickup truck. Go get our other header. And we'll be ready to go. Come on. There we go. So we'll run down here, and around the corner we go. Looks about right. So we'll drop that, and then this guy can just pull over here off to the side. And we'll shut him down. Alright, let's get this other combine fired up. Oops. You're off just a little bit. There we go. Alright, and so we'll use auto combine for this guy as we normally do. So we'll get him started. Get him fired up, get him into the field a little bit. Cut just a little bit of this out. Back him up. Spinner on around. And we are good to go. Alright, so I'm going to let that sit there for just a second. I'm going to go ahead and take this guy. Make a turn with him. Just because these two always run into each other, I'm going to get this one to the top of the field first, and then bring the other one into play. And that way, hopefully, we don't run both of them into each other. That never works, though, does it now? Alright, so get up here to the top, and also I want to gauge my harvest off of this. If I only get like a certain percentage, I can go ahead and call that Kenzie to dump this one, so that when I come down the bottom of the field, I don't have to have a dump on it. I want to make sure that it is make sure I'm not unloading while I'm trying to come across that bottom part of the field, which I guess is the west leg of the field. Alright. So we got 40% on that. Let's make sure we get all our swath out of here before we make our turn. Alright. Jump into the other one. John Deere is slipping. Stupid. Stupid, stupid! Yay, Courseplay! It never fails. Alright, I can send that into driver mode. And let's get this guy set up. So we're going to go in auto combine, and once again, I've got auto combine on. I've got my distance keeper on. I have it set so that the left side of the tractor is the active side, and we're going around in circles, so all is good. So all I got to do is hit drive, and it will take off and do its thing. And we can get into this one. Request a driver, and we can start heading on down here slowly. I don't want to go too fast. I want to let that John Deere catch up with me and get me unloaded before I get to the bottom of the field. Otherwise, it will drive off and into a ditch, or probably into the orange orchard. Looking at that right now, and figuring at some point the John Deere is going to drive into it. Well, because that's what Courseplay does. It makes your life easier and a pain at the same time. So I've never used this Kenzie overloader or auger wagon, as they're called. I've never used it. It was something that I found on the American Eagle's website when I was getting Manchester, and so I decided I would go ahead and download it and give it a shot and see how it worked. Don't know anything about it, never used it, don't know how it's going to work with Courseplay. I hope it works right, seeing as it has a cover and a pipe spout. There could be an issue with the pipe, just depending on how Courseplay is set up to call for the pipe, because are you seriously going to sit right on my butt? You idiot. Why he did that? Well, I guess that is part of the mechanics of Courseplay. It's to come over there and get in that line, but I hadn't even made my turn yet. But yeah, normally for me, O is the on the keyboard extends the pipe, or on my gamepad it's normally left shoulder and my Y button on the gamepad. But in this case, left shoulder and Y puts the cover on the auger wagon, and left shoulder and the A button is what actually extends the pipe. So it's going to be interesting to see if that's an issue with Courseplay. Again, it'll be my, like I said, first time to try that particular auger wagon out, and like I said, I've had it for a while sitting on the farm because I thought I would need it, you know, pretty much right off the bat. The wheel on the front of this thing looks, I guess it isn't broken. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, like I said. I know others who have used it, but others don't do as much Courseplay as me. I'm very, very heavy on Courseplay. I've seen Landy use it in his videos, but he doesn't do nearly as much Courseplay as I do. He typically will drive his wagon himself. And which, if it's an issue, I can always automate this guy and drive the wagon myself. Let's see, the other axial flow is at 89%, so he looks like he's headed up there to go empty it, which is going to be right there in that corner, so I expect him to drive into the ditch afterwards. Probably should cut his call times down too from, I think I probably have that John Deere set up call times in the 80s, maybe 80 or 90%. Probably ought to go dial that down into the 50s. It's usually, with an auger wagon, it's usually better to dump early than to try to let it fill all the way up and dump. While they're stopped over there, let me check that real quick. Let's see, start at 85%. I'm going to knock that down to about 60%, 65%, and let it go from there. Oops, hit the wrong button. That's not the one I want to be in. This is the one I want to be in driving. Alright, so at this point, I'm 83. I'm going to go ahead and... Never mind, it looks like the John Deere's coming. Yeah, there we go. It just requested it. So he's good and headed my way. And he is 68% full, so that thing holds quite a bit. I forget what a typical auger wagon holds. A typical wagon holds... The in-game holds 34,000 liters. That thing holds... auger wagon. It doesn't say, but... we can go back into the game. And it holds... 40,000 something in there, so... May hold 50,000. We'll see. We will see. It looks huge. Oops. Oh, it looks like it probably holds the exact same amount as the other one. 37,000 once holds. That's not much. It looks like it should hold a lot more than that. It looks like it should hold about 40 or 50,000. Alright, so that will go unload at the semi. And we'll see if the pipe and everything works on it. We'll keep an eye on it. As it gets over that direction, I'll switch over to it and we can watch it go through the motions. Looks like it's going to run straight into the combine over there. Bam! Nope. Traffic jam. What are the chances of that? I mean, seriously, I couldn't have planned that better for it to run into it that way. Alright, so let's see if it puts the pipe out. It should have called for the pipe by now. It did not. I'm going to put it out manually. So Courseplay will not call for that pipe. And it's unloading and there is no fill plane coming out of it. That's interesting. I don't like that. Alright, so it's doing its unload. And I can get back to working. I wonder if that's just because I'm using Oats, that there's no particles coming out of it. Very interesting. I have to look into that and see if anybody else has experienced that. And we'll be able to see it when we go to wheat. If we go to wheat and it does the exact same thing, then we know there's a little bit of an issue there. So, if it doesn't do it with wheat, then it's just part of the problem with doing oats and multifruit. So let's see. Alright, the John Deere's done and the pipe did not come down. Yeah, I don't like that either. So I have to manually go in and take the pipe down. Otherwise it's going to stay up and he's going to drive around with it extended. Well, that's not good. And again, things like that don't really matter to a lot of people. Matter to me. And like I said, the particle side of it could be just it could just be the fact that it's oats and it's multi-fruit, and it may not be set up to have that texture come out of it. But the pipe part of it frustrates me, because I do so much Courseplay, and it wouldn't bother the average person who probably drives their auger wagon themselves. But I'll have to look. There might be a hot fix for that, or there may even be something that you have to do to get it to work in Courseplay properly. Like I said, it looked cool, and I got it specifically for this farm. Doesn't mean I'm going to keep it. Especially seeing as it doesn't hold any more than the stock auger wagon does. So it's basically, at this point, it's just eye candy, I guess. Somebody at this point in the video is already typing a comment. Moose, the reason it does that is because you didn't do this. You idiot. I'm always an idiot. You moron. You're so stupid. Man, you don't know anything. Some of it cracks me up. I can sit here and say too 1,000,000 times, hey, I've never used this one, so bear with me. I might make mistakes with it, and I will get, man, you're such an idiot. You're so stupid. Seriously, man, have you ever played this game or what? Oh. At least I humor myself. I don't claim to be an expert at this game. I learn from my mistakes and share my knowledge with other people. That's exactly what I do. So when I screw up, I can tell you how not to screw up. That's exactly what I do. And that's exactly why I started this channel. Was because there were too many people out there that wouldn't tell you about the mistakes you would make. They would just go on and do their thing and say, oh, I got this neat new toy here and we're going to play with it today, and this is what we're going to do, and this is where we're going, and oh, well, I think I'll do this and I think I'll do that. But they would never tell you why. They wouldn't say, I'm going to do this and this is why. And I'm going to do this and this is how I got to this point. And that always frustrated me. And yeah. So when I figured things out, I was like, oh, well, this is how you do that. Let me put that in a video so you can see how to do it. Especially things like Courseplay. and the GPS mod, things that people just don't know how to use. And it's not something that there is really good directions on out there for you. You can read the manuals, but you might not be able to pick it up straight off of a manual. So I mess with it, make a whole lot of mistakes with it, and once I figure it all out, then I tell you what I figured out. That's kind of the way I do it. And I may make a ton of mistakes doing it, but eventually I get it figured out. And I'll eventually get that auger wagon thing figured out. The auger wagon thing's working out pretty good. It's not too terribly bad. I haven't really had to sit and wait yet. I'll say that much. That was what I was afraid. I was afraid it was going to spend so much time with the other combine and be unloading and everything else like that, that I would be sitting full waiting in the field. And whoa, hey buddy, how you doing? Of course I have to move out of your way. Oh, but of course. Oh great, it's stuck in the circle loop. Alright, so let's let it get out of the circle and then say request a driver. It ain't gonna listen to me though. I believe it is hosed, to use a odd term. Not quite sure what you're doing, but drive now. Alright, stop. Drive course. There you go, buddy. There you go. Run right into the other combine. Come on, hit it. Oh, no, it did a little correction. Alright, let's go ahead and put the pipe up, because it is gonna unload. Doink. And just as soon as I said, well, you know, I haven't had to sit in the field and wait too long, now I'm gonna have to sit and wait, and this guy's gonna run me over. Well, I got 70, I got 25% left. I got enough I can get out of this guy's way. So what I can do is come down here, make a cut, and instead of trying to do a cross cut, I'll sweep around and go do an upcut on the other side. Well, that just made a mess there. Let him do a down cut, and I'll set up here. Oops, missed that little bit. Alright, the semi is full, so it is taking that load to the silo. And I will pull up here and get out of the way and let that other combine finish the rest of that. And I'll move this combine over to field number 7. And start setting things up over there. Alright. So I am done here. Let me jump into the John Deere, get rid of that pipe. And we will head over to 7. Not too bad. So what do I want to do here as far as... I guess I want to cut the headland here first. And then, whoop. Punch in just a little bit here. And then I can back up. Alright, now I cut in. So we can cut across here with a little headland here. And that'll give me the room that I need to set up my auger wagon. I just need enough room to be able to put it into the field so that as I'm harvesting, when it comes back into the field, it'll be in the field to be able to automatically detect which combine is needing to be emptied. And that's the thing with auto detect, it needs to be in the field. Oh, you know what? We should be okay, but I'm gonna stop right here and go get the rest of this taken care of. Alright, so the other one is done. That's the reason I can't get to it. There we go. Fire this guy up. Drive him over and dump him out. There we go. So what I'll do with this guy, I'm not going to move the semi. I think I'll just leave it right where it's at. And I'll just make a course that brings the John Deere over, dumps it, and then we'll be good. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe I will move the semi. Don't hit it. I do like this about this thing. It's got a much higher arm on it. And you can stay a little bit further away from the tractor or the trailer to unload. With that the stock version of it, you got to come right down on this side. If you don't come down on this side, you'll hit the outside of the trailer where you've got your cover rolled out. If you try to come down the cover side, the stock version always hits the cover. This one looks like it's got enough clearance to where you could actually bring it down the cover side, which I like that. It shouldn't matter which side of the field you pull in on. You should be able to get it out either way. Alright, so here's what we're going to do on this one. I think we'll mix it up a little bit. Let's bring this guy over here. Pull the pipe in. And instead of driving the combine, I think what I'm going to do is let auto combine drive both combines, and then I'll drive the hopper or the auger wagon for this series, because I'm always driving the harvester. And mix it up and do something different instead of doing the same old every time. And since we're doing 2 fields, that'll work. And as far as the semi goes, I think I'll just leave it right where it's at, since I'm going to do it myself. Or actually, tell you what, we'll do this. Let's put this guy right here. I'll tab over because the semi's got to be emptied anyway. Stop driver. Because I can't put oats and wheat in the same trailer. And normally I would use the semi and the overloader right here next to the farm. I'd use the gravity trailers for that. I'm just basically doing this because somebody asked for it. My intentions with the overloader and the trailer are for when we get into doing fields like 20 or fields that are a little bit further away from the farm. I want to have it for doing those situations. But you know, right now we're in a situation where we're always right here at the farm, so I don't necessarily need them, but that works. Alright, so I can actually shut that off because we don't need it running right now. Alright, so let's get into this guy here, and I will go ahead and say, not in Courseplay, turn on auto combine. Same thing, auto combine on. Distance keeper on, left side circle, tell it to get going, and let it get started. That's good. It's already 60%, and then we'll get this guy started as well. And tell him to drive, and then I can get into this guy and get going. Now the only thing with me doing the unloading on this is I have to I cannot run through the fields like the Courseplay can, so I'll have to drive the perimeter at all times. Otherwise, it doesn't work out quite well. Oh, come on, dude. You can go ahead and pull forward. Nope, I gotta sit here. Go, 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 go. Come on. 15, 9, 4. Oh. Yeah, good. Alright, so we should stay pretty busy because wheat's got a really good yield to it, and both of these guys should fill up pretty quick. And I can get rid of that because I don't need it anymore. This is gonna stink. I'm gonna have a problem here because I am not gonna be able to get between him and that fence. And he hit the fence. Of course he hit the fence. Oh well, the best laid plans of keeping them separated fail again. I gotta get this unloaded because I cannot get between the fence and him, so he needs to drive all the way up there. There we go. Without me. Off to the races we go. Oh, this isn't gonna work. He's gonna fill up before he gets to the end of the field, and I'm gonna be trapped behind him, and I'm not gonna be able to get. Everything's gonna come to a stop. See, he's already signaling. Come on, come on, come on, come on, get out. Get out. Make your turn. I'll hold the other combine up. Come on, make your turn. Nice. Alright. I think Courseplay did a better job of keeping them empty than I did. Come on. Alright, so it is just an Oats thing that I don't get a particle emanation out of here, so that's good to know. I'll have to look into that and see if I can figure out how to get the Oats to work on this thing. I probably broke it when I put the fill planes in this map for the combines to work, because it was probably just using the Oats. It was probably just using wheat. Oops. Boy, we're at a standstill here, aren't we? Right. Well, since I'm doing nothing, I can go dump this tractor real quick. It's only 60% full, but I'll go dump it anyways, because I got nothing to do while that's unloading. Keep doing something right. Oh, come on, get up in here. There we go. I'm gonna let that other combine sit for a second, so it's right not right on that other one's hind end. Oops. What is he doing? See, I hate that about auto combine. I hate the way it does that. It swings out, makes those big swooping ends. You know what? I will fix that. That's just uncalled for. It did not need that big, huge turn like that. Oh, sure it did. It's because that little bitty dimple right there that causes that. I know I'm being ridiculous now. It just drives me nuts the way that does that. That it can't make a square turn. why I don't like to use auto combine. It makes everything slower. So it definitely looks like the, I know part of it's me, but the auger wagon definitely has, with wheat, because the yields are so much higher on the wheat, it definitely seems like it falls behind a little bit. It also takes so long for it to unload up here at the semi. Both of these are going to be full by the time I get back around here. That's what I mean. It's definitely, when you're doing wheat, you need 2 tractors, because I don't think one can keep up with it. The other one's 76, 78%. Like I said, by the time, if I go unload the other one, it will be, it's going to be full before I even get out of here. So again, the auger wagon's good. The auger wagon and semi are really good if you have a distance to cover from the farm. Ultimately, I'd rather run 2 tractors and a couple of gravity wagons to unload this field. Hey, look, he makes only half of that turn and then swoops in and makes a huge divot there. Well, at least this way I got the tractor, the combines separated out a little bit. So we'll finish up the wheat, and that will wrap up this video, because we're getting up to that hour-long mark. And then tomorrow we'll come back and probably do the sugar beets, and then do the potatoes. At some point I do want to do a little forestry video, because I'm missing my joysticks. I keep thinking today's Friday for some reason, so I still got one more day. yeah, hopefully by the first of the week, my little steering wheel kit will show up and I can get that and mess around with it a little bit as well. If it gets shipped out today. You never know. I bought it off eBay, so you never know whether it goes out today or Monday. It depends on how fast they are about shipping it out. I didn't buy new, I bought refurbished. I figure, and Landy even said this the other day when he and I were talking about refurbished versus new. Sometimes I find the refurbished stuff actually works better than the stuff that's brand new off the shelf. Just in the sense that a refurbished unit has already failed and they've gone through it and fixed what failed. So sometimes you end up with a better product because they've really taken the time to look through it and see, okay, why did it fail, and let's prevent it from failing again. And so they're almost made better than they were off the showroom floor. So at least that's sort of the way I think about it. But I've bought a lot of refurbished stuff in my life, and all of it seems to be pretty good. And you save a little bit of money that way, you know, which is always nice. That Recon bought his refurbished, I think. Hasn't had any problems out of it. Alright, I'm going to run up here, top off out of this guy up here and keep him running. Oh, and some people have been asking me for this tractor link. I've put it in several videos. And I will get my spreadsheet. I did some updating yesterday with the spreadsheet, but I ended up going through the spreadsheet and thinking about, well, I had to cull my mods a little bit yesterday, basically, because there's a lot of stuff in my mods folder that I don't actually use, and don't intend on using. So I decided not to put them in. Like, there's a lot of mods that I have from the mod contest that I don't really ever intend on using. So I probably need to take them out. But I did do a little bit of some of that, and I had to touch base with Serious Gamer yesterday because I couldn't find an updated link for where he has this tractor at. He did give me the link last night. I'll put it in the show notes and give that to you guys again so you can get the tractor if you want it. And I believe he now has a dirty version of the is it a 6 series that comes with this? I think you get the 8 series and maybe it's a 7 series. I forget. Alright, so the Peterbilt is full. I'm going to run down here and see if I can unload this tractor, combine, and then stop it at the end of the field. Ooh. Oh, messed up. But yeah, I'll put that in the show notes today. For those who've been asking. And I did a little, like I said, I did a little bit of updating on the mods list yesterday to get some mods put in there for you guys, and I'll continue to work on it, whittle away at it. There's not much that's in the game right now that I don't have on that mod list. I pretty much think everything that's in the game right now is on the mod list, except for the Big X 580, which of course that's off the mod hoster's website. Everything else that's in here is in the list. Alright, I gotta do a little shuffling around here. This guy has got to be undone, taken out, and emptied. Alright, and that will about do it for getting all of this done. I need to clean all the tractors up, or as far as clean them up, but get them put away. And put away and parked. That's what I got to do. Bring that other one up here and get that little bit right there taken care of. So one more thing I added into the map, I just thought about it. If you look right there at the end of the shed, I did go ahead and add in the front loader tool storage. I think it's Redneck Gaming or whatever. I've used it on several maps just as a place to store implements for the front loader. Well, not the front loader, but for the front loader attachment for your tractor. In the store, that is mods. I believe that is a miscellaneous. Redneck Manufacturing. It's listed as a ramp, but it'll be in the mod. It's in the mods as well, and it's just a little placeable little thing. It's $1 a day. It's nice to have. You know, it's something that you can put tools on and get them up so they're not all over the ground. You know what I mean? Come on, get back to it. There it is. Alright, so start him back up. We'll run up to the top of the field real quick. Clean up that last little bit of wheat. And then we can dump him out and park him and all that good stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. That's just about gonna do it for today. I don't know why I'm putting that up. I've got to dump it out again. I will do another video tomorrow. Later on tonight, it is highly possible that I will stream some of the Hunter. And I may have my buddy Tony join me. It's a lot of stalking on the bison. I've been walking around putting tents up so I don't have to walk so far. It's a rather large map as far as area that it encompasses. However, it's not a lot of useful area in the map because they put these big mountains in there that you can't climb. But there's quite a bit of walking involved in it. So there are no calls to call the bison in. So you pretty much have to stalk hunt them, or in my case, I'm trying to figure out where they roam consistently and set some tents and tree stands up. And I'm going to get some placeable, constructible platforms put in as well on some of the frozen plains, and to be able to shoot out of. But mostly I'm going to be doing bow hunting on it, and which means a whole lot of stalking to get right up close to them And as my buddy Tony has learned, that is quite dangerous because you can get trampled. And unlike a bear that will come up and hit you and pretty much put a damper on your day, Tony had the unfortunate experience of being not only trampled and charged by the bison, but after the bison trampled him, Tony used his first aid kit to heal up, and the bison came back and stomped on him again. It was quite funny. I don't think Tony thought it was funny, but everybody else did. He got a kind of a laugh out of it, but a lot of fun, having a lot of fun with it, and I will do some video on that and showcase that, or do a live stream, one of the two. And of course, if I do the live stream will be recorded, and therefore you guys can watch it in the archive. So great thing about doing YouTube and live streaming on YouTube, I have that luxury of being able to do whatever I please, unlike Twitch. So I know I put the Twitch link in my show notes. I'm not going to ever use Twitch again unless they come to me and say, you know, we'd really like you to come to Twitch, and we'll give you this great partnership and all these opportunities. Then I might consider it, but otherwise, no. No. Alright, wheels out, pull down, drop off, and that is done. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today's video. Thanks for watching so much, appreciate it. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you like the video, and we'll be back tomorrow with some more good stuff. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. I try to do a new video each and every day. Until tomorrow, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.